everyone. This evening I'll be making some roast chicken. This is Dash, a little cayenne pepper, my Goya all-purpose seasoning, a little onion powder, and a little garlic powder, which I use to season my chicken. I blend my onions, scallion, and green peppers in the blender with a little ginger and some thyme for my seasoning to season my chicken. I don't bother to cut the scallions and all of that to rub on it, so I just blend it. It penetrates much faster, and I use a little olive oil when I'm seasoning to let it season fast. Because when you use a little oil along with the onion, the pepper, and the garlic that you blend, and the scallion, it works faster in your chicken. So I did that, and I let it sit for an hour because I did it maybe about 1 o'clock because I wanted to use it for dinner. So I take out my chicken, I wash it properly with lime and rinse it, wash the inside. When I'm seasoning, I use a little season and push inside and rotate to let inside get a little tasty too. You don't want just the outside to have the taste, but you rub your seasoning inside so it works as well. So my chicken was pre-seasoned, and here's a little bird. I'm gonna lock the wings like this, get off the seasoning off it, shake it off a little bit, take the ones outside from inside. Alright, and I'm gonna put my little bird in the baking pan. So I'm gonna sit the little bird like that, and I'm gonna put it in the oven. I'm gonna put it at 400 degrees. Normally for baking cakes you do 350, but for like meat you do a little more, so I'm doing 400. Okay, so have a little baking pan and put a little olive oil in the bottom just for grease, and then you just put your chicken. So while you start making the, chicken sends a lot of water when you put it in the oven. So I'm gonna put it there, let it spring its own water before I had my water, and while it is there springing the water, I'm gonna use a little water. It depends on the amount it springs. So if it doesn't give me that much, I'll put a little around so I can use it to baste my chicken, so my chicken is not dry. Because you have to baste your chicken. Just don't leave your chicken in the oven like that. It will, especially the breast part, it will be dry. So you have to baste your chicken. Cool? Alright, so I'm gonna put my chicken in the oven. So my chicken is in the oven, and I'll let you see when I'm gonna baste it. So I'm giving it a little time to cook, and then I'll let you see when I baste it, and after I baste it I'll show you the end product of my chicken. Guys, remember I told you I was gonna baste my chicken. I took it from the oven, and this is the amount of water that it springs, and it's a good thing I didn't put any water in it as yet. So this water that I'm gonna use to baste it is basically what the chicken, the water from the chicken. However, I'm gonna add a little more water so when I put it back it doesn't dry out or get burnt. So I'm gonna add a little water to it now while I'm basting it, and basically this is how you get a spoon and you pour it over all part of the chicken so it bastes. So while you baste it and it's cooking, it won't be dry because the water is basically basting it. All right, I'm gonna add a little water and then put it back into the oven. Okay, the water I'm adding, I'm just gonna pour it as well over the chicken, and you gradually watch your chicken, and if you see where it needs some more water, you add a little more water to it and just baste it. Okay, so I baste it and I'm gonna put it back in the oven because it's not ready yet. And then you just, when this side is brown, just flip on the other side and then let it brown as well. You can either use a spoon and just press on it like that and like that, and if it goes through softly, then you know your chicken is ready. Okay, okay, just a reminder, don't add too much water when you put it in because you don't want to drown the chicken because the chicken is already dead. Not true? Oh my. Guys, you have to do a little cracking in the kitchen. Can't be just pouring. A little humor to it. All right. Okay, for my starch with my roast chicken, I'm doing some roast potato. I'm gonna use a knife and just stick it all around. When you do this, it penetrates the heat faster in your potato, so it cooks a little faster. So I'm just giving it a little, I'm sticking the knife through it. I'm not killing it as I mentioned about the chicken, but you just do this, and whatever juice, they know some potatoes, they tends to send out little juice from it. So I'm gonna put it in a foil paper and wrap it. I'm not gonna put any oil on it because I don't want too much grease. I'm just gonna like that. Put number one. And this is sweet potato. You can use the Irish potato, or they have another type of sweet potato, which is the red looking one, or it looks a little orange inside, but I'm using this white potato. Just peeling off these brown stickers. When you peel it and you don't put the water over it, tends to have this browny sticks. I don't want that, so I'm just putting it like this. In my foil paper, put it in the oven. Yeah, so when you baste your chicken, you'll notice that it has this light little brown look because the juice from the chicken that you pour over like this and baste it, when you put it in the oven, it automatically gives this nice brown look to it. Alright, so I'm gonna let it catch a little color and then flip it on the other side. Cool? But keep basting your chicken, okay? I'm gonna put it back. I take it out and baste it. Some people open it like this, open the oven like this, and just take the juice and just baste it. But if you don't want to get burned and you're not professional with it, you just take it out, much safer for you, and you just baste it so your chicken get juicy. It's not dry because you keep basting it, so the outer layer of it is nice and soft, not dry. Yeah, man. Okay, guys, I'm going to flip the chicken. You see how it's getting a little tender and nice. I'm gonna use the sauce. I'm gonna base inside, so inside cook as well. And then you pour it over and you put it on there. You're gonna get some nice brown color, because if you notice, the chicken is getting there. It's getting there. See, it's getting there. So just pour your juice from the chicken over your chicken like that. When you put it in the oven now, it will have this nice brown look to it. Okay, now that the chicken is finished, I'm gonna make some bread sauce, and then the juice from the chicken, you can have it also along with the bread sauce. So whichever you want to use, if you want to use the bread sauce or you want to use the sauce from the juice from the chicken, you can do both. First, I'm gonna use real butter. I'm gonna put my butter. And this I'm gonna saute with onions, freshly chopped onions. Turn your flame down very low because you don't want it to get burned. So have your flame low, and you just gonna saute your onions. After you saute your onions, if you have a double boiler pot, you can put this pot in your double boiler, because when you had the bread, you don't want to have it burn. I don't have a double boiler, so I turn my flame down, which I'm going to use a pot instead and set my other pot in it. Okay, so I just let this take its time and saute. So you have the onion sort of cook. I'm going to add my milk afterwards. You can either use the regular milk. I have almond milk, so I'm going to use my almond milk because I don't use the regular milk. I like my almond milk, so I'm going to use it. Or you can use the heavy cream milk, so you can use it as well. But for me, I'm just going to use the almond milk when I'm ready. Okay, I'm adding a cup of milk to the onion, which is being sauteed. I'm going to stir. I'm going to use a little clove. I have the ground clove. I don't have the little one, so it's the same thing. I'm just going to add a little clove to it, give it a little taste. And I'm going to stir. my spoon and use a wooden spoon. Okay. Gently keep stirring it so it's cooking. So the onion in there, and you had a little clove. You can also add a little crushed red pepper. For spice. If you don't want it too spicy, then you can omit the red peppers. As well, you can add a little salt to taste. For now, I'm gonna do my breadcrumbs. I also had a little pimento seed in my mixture. So have your flame down while the onion is cooking in the milk, the clove, and the pimento seed. So it gives that nice flavor to it, and the crushed red pepper. I'm gonna add my breadcrumbs to my mixture. I'm not putting out as much one time because you don't want it to get lumpy. So you have to do it gradually and keep stirring. You don't want it to get burned, so you're gonna bring your flame very low. See, it starts to come together. Add a little more breadcrumbs. Gently stir here. See, nice sauce to it. I'm gonna add a little salt. Not much, just a tip. Add a little more breadcrumbs. Yum. Guys, you just do your breadcrumbs a little before you're ready for serving your chicken, so it is hot and nice.